Hi everyone. Uh, we're going to continue with um, the next unit, which is Unit 9, Assessment Result Analysis. So this topic is actually in short item analysis. Okay. So for this unit, you should be able to determine the facility and discrimination index for both objective and subjective items, and then you can assess or you can evaluate your test items using the item analysis technique that we have learned from this unit. All right. So why we do item analysis? So you have done your uh, in terms of doing your construction of test item, you have done the test specification blueprint. Okay, that one is to ensure that you um, have taken care the validity of the test. So that is a measure or is a mean to ensure your validity and also reliability of your test is being taken care of. Another way to assess or to evaluate your test item and also or other assessment is to do the item analysis. Okay, so you have done your your measure or your steps to make sure the validity is taken care of. Now you're trying to get evidence that your test is a good test, or your measurement is a good measurement. Okay, so the analysis of assessment can be performed usually using item analysis. uh, it allows us to observe the characteristic of the particular test item, then whether it is appropriate in terms of the standard, and maybe we want to decide whether to keep the item uh, in future use, or we have to modify it, or have to discard the items. So in a short way, we can say that item analysis uh, is one of the way to evaluate the quality of test items. Okay, test analysis can be performed with item response theory, IRT. However, this method is quite complex and is not covered in this course. Okay, but we can do also with classical models. Okay, using the facility index and also discrimination index. So this is two methods that normal methods that we can use for small scale or for our classroom. Right, so this one we're going to learn in terms of calculating facility and also discrimination, and also distractor analysis if you are using multiple choice question. So how are you going to do in the item analysis? So there are a few steps. So after you score all the items, make sure you score all the items and collect the record all uh, the responses of the students for every single items and also every student. Okay, so you have to prepare the mark sheet for objective and subjective combined. Okay, names in the row and items in the columns. So it's make sure that you have all the, not only the marks but the students response and also the marks. Okay, then you must calculate the total score of the candidate for each candidate, and then you have to the sort the candidates according to descending order, which is from the largest to smallest, the highest score to the lowest score. Okay, so you have to sort your candidates according their total score, okay, according to the total score. And then you calculate how many students in the top 30%. So we tag this as high group students or high group candidates, and then calculate the 30% of the lower or the least performing students. So we call this a low group. Okay, 30% up, okay, the high group, and 30% for the uh, uh, low group. For example, you have 30 students, meaning the top 30% is 10 students. Okay, so the first 10 student is the 30%, and the last 10 student will be the bottom 30% or the low group. Then you can perform the item analysis. Okay, so actually I have done a video YouTube for this calculating item analysis using MS Excel. It is included in this course, so you can find the link of that of the YouTube. Okay, first, how we going to calculate facility? Okay, so after you sort the students according to their performance, okay, 30% high and 30% low. Okay, so you calculate facility. Okay, so facility it also referred as difficulty index, but it is sometimes confusing if you use difficulty index. If you use difficulty index, it is counter productive or counter logical. The higher difficulty index, the number or the measure of the index is getting smaller. Okay, so this is much better. So the lower difficulty, the digit or the number of the index will be greater. So that is going to confuse. So it's much better if we call it facility. In Malay, maybe we can use it kesukaran, but you have to adjust your thinking. It is actually the facility or kemudahan actually, but it's not nice to hear. So better use kesukaran rather than kemudahan. For in English, it's much easier. You have the option to use facility. Okay, so facility index is used to indicate whether an item is either too difficult or medium or too easy. Okay, so actually facility is determines the correct response rate of a test. So you can understand facility is a degree of correct response. Okay, meaning to say it is you want to know the proportion of the students may uh, have the correct responses. Okay, so if we look at the facility index in terms of percentage, so facility also can be understood that the percentage of the student have correctly respond to that particular item. Okay, so this is the formula, but you need to understand it into what is this formula is about. So the facility F, so number of students have correctly respond for the high group plus the low group uh, divided by the total of those high plus low uh, low group students. So it's actually the proportion of how many students correctly answered the the the, the item. Okay, so H number of candidates in high groups that answer correctly, and then L is the number of candidates in low group answered correctly, and the T is the total number of candidates in high and low groups. So a good test should have a good test overall, not only one. So you can have a very difficult item, but for a good test, you should have an overall facility around 0.5. Okay, so this is very important to have a 0.5. If you have a 0.99, meaning to say your test is very easy and it is not measuring what you hope that test is testing. Okay, so we decide on based on this range. If your F is less than 0.25 to 5, the assessment is, we can say that the item is too difficult. Okay, you can modify it. All right. If the F is between 0.25 to 0.75, it is considered moderate. It is usually acceptable. Okay, meaning to say it is about 50% rate of getting the students answered it correctly. If the F is 0.75, we can say the item is too easy. We may want to modify the item. Okay, if it's a multiple choice question, so you have to look into the question again, whether it is something wrong there or the item is too obvious, and so on. Okay, so this is an example of calculation of F. Okay, once you have divided the students into 3 groups, so 30% of the student will be the high group, and another 30% of the student will be the low group. So you look at the responses there. You have recorded the responses and calculated how many. Okay, so for high group, there are 4 students selecting A, 6 students selecting B, 10 students selecting C, and 5 students selecting D. For the low group, selecting A 10, selecting B 3, selecting C, which is the key 5, and then D. Okay, right. So this in high group and the low group is both 25 students. So you can calculate. So look at this. This is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. Then 25 plus 25 is 50. So the F that we calculate is 0.30. So it is moderate facility, and it is acceptable for the terms of facility. So this item is acceptable. Okay, so that is facility or difficulty. All right. And then you can calculate the discrimination index, or simple discrimination, or D. This measure is very important uh, for your test. It will determine the extent of the test or the item to discriminate candidates according to their ability. If the item cannot discriminate the candidates, it is an indication that your item is not valid. Okay, so discrimination index indicates the power of the test to differentiate between high-performing students and low-performing students or candidates according to the test score. Okay, the formula is like this. H, the high group number student, minus L, and half of the T, or is equal maybe H or L. Okay, the understanding of H is the number of candidates in high group answered correctly. L is for the low group. T is the total. Okay, so a good test should have we aiming for high average discrimination measure. So you need to calculate the average discrimination measure. We desired more than 0.5. Okay, so the greater the better. Okay, for each item, this is some of the decision. We can use the index score. For D more than 0.5, we can say that this is positive discrimination. So it is an ideal discrimination. And this kind of item we can keep and put in the item bank and for future reuse or remodification. Okay, if you have an item with D more than 0.2 but equal or less than 0.5, we can say it is moderate positive discrimination. So the test still can be improved. Okay, it is acceptable, but we need to improve it. But if you have 0, okay, between 0 equal to 0 and equal to 0.2, it can be set low positive discrimination. You either can modify the test item if you want, or maybe you just can discard this kind of item because it has low positive discrimination. Okay, so if your discrimination is negative, meaning to say the low group is said to have greater score compared to the higher group, so this indicate that, okay, the item is not good, okay, it should be discarded. Or you need to check back to your item whether you have done some mistake there by putting the distractor as the key answer or answer, okay, instead of the real you didn't instead of the real key. Okay, so this is indicating once you have a negative discriminant, check back whether the item is scored correctly. Okay, so this is an example, the same example actually, right? So you can calculate here. You take 10 minus 5. Okay, half of it is 25, of course. Okay, so 10 minus 5 divided 25 is 0.2. So we can say that the item has moderate positive discrimination, so it should be improved further for item banking. Alright, another item analysis that can be done is distractor analysis. Okay, so you want to see whether your distractor is functioning well or not. Okay, so because if the distractor is not functioning well, so it is usually will affect on the value of F and D. Okay, so we need to remember that a good distractor attracts more lower ability students instead the high ability student. And a poor distractor also attracts more high ability students, meaning this is so confusing that the high ability students thinks that it is an answer, or you have done something wrong there by putting that distractor, putting the distractor, putting a key answer as a distractor. Okay, and then a distractor does not function at all when nobody chose the distractor at all, meaning to say the distractor is too obvious, it is not the possible answer. Okay, so this is an example. Okay, so A is a good distractor, B is a poor distractor because higher group select B more. Okay, D is the key and it is a positive D, so it's okay. And D is a good distractor as well because more lower group select D, and E can be considered as uh, a non-functioning distractor. So you have to repair this item. For me, you have to repair E, okay, and you have to repair B, okay. Then you can keep it for your next item, next test, okay. The one most probably the skill is more suitable for the objective item analysis, but subjective item analysis is quite similar. It's very similar. It's just actually based on the understanding of what is facility and also discrimination. Okay, same thing for facility. F is equal to H plus L, and also the same thing discrimination. D H minus L divided by half of the T. But now you have to think slightly different. H is the high group total score. It's actually similar to the objective one, but we are looking at the number of candidates. But now we are not looking at the number of candidates because each candidate may have different marks. Okay, so you look at the high group total score, the score of the students in high group. L represent the low group total score, while T is the maximum higher group and lower group maximum score. It is similar with the objective. Actually, the objective is more similar to the subjective. The true understanding of facility and discrimination is like this one. Okay, it's actually H is calculating total score. For the high group, low is for the total score, and also looking at the maximum is actually based on the total score. For objective is special case because the number of candidates uh, answered correctly is actually the total score actually, right? The same thing. So here an example, okay? So this is high group, so this is these students, okay? So this is high group students. So this is the item. So Evelyn, for example, here for item 1, she scored 16, 2, item 2, 15, and so on. Okay, so this item 1. And then for item 1, for lower group also like this. Item 2 like this. So we calculate the number. We put the score for each item for each student. So once you have this, you calculate the total. For item 1, for high group, what's the mark? This one is 76. This one is item 2, 74, and so on. You don't have to total over here lah. Okay. So full mark for each 20 marks, meaning here the maximum marks for high group is 20 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is 120. Alright, for lower group, the same thing, 20 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 120 marks for maximum for lower group. Okay, so we can calculate H is 76, 74, 62, 68, and so on. For L is 555, for item 2, 30, for item 2, sorry, this one is item 1. L for item 3 is 27, and so on. Okay, so we'll calculate H plus L here, 104, 89, 125, and 110 for item 5. Then we calculate the difference, okay, H minus L, right, we can get that one. And the T is all the same, 120, 240 for each of it. This is the maximum marks. Then we can calculate F. So F for item 1 is 131 divided by 240, you can get 0.55. While the discrimination is 21 divided by 120, because half of 240 is 120. Okay, so then you can get this one. So this is the facility and discrimination index for subjective items. Okay, so there's no negative here. It's very good. Okay, item 2 is considered good discrimination, while item 4 and 1 and 3 is quite poor because it's 0.13. Alright, so this is subjective item analysis. Okay, so there is no distractor analysis for subjective item. So you only can calculate facility and also discrimination for subjective item analysis. If you ask me about how we're going to calculate facility and discrimination index for other alternative assessment, it is similar. Okay, it is similar. Just use this kind of technique for alternative assessment because you're just looking at the score. Okay, you just record all the score according to the rubrics or the checklist or the rating scale that you have recorded or you have scored. Just do the same thing, treating them like test items. Okay, I hope you understand this item analysis. You can manipulate the strength or the opportunity given by MS Excel to calculate the facility and also discrimination index because it is faster. For this time, I cannot teach you directly how to use MS Excel because of the the our lockdown here. So you can watch the YouTube that I attach in your learning management system. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you for listening. See you in the next unit.